Wait, what happened? Oh, I didn't even pull Twitch chat. Ooh, ooh. Don't need a giant Twitch chat. Okay, tower controls in the open. Elon Musk restores Donald Trump's Twitter account following the results of a poll on the platform. Yep. I mean, Twitter's gonna be destroyed anyways. Makes sense. I mean, it's literally... I know Elon Musk is asking, like, everything's fine. Look at all the people who showed up in the office today. And it's like 30 people. Twitter used to be a company of 7,000. Okay, we're gonna start off with some anarchy. Gotta get... I've been trying to get that... There's the first win of the day bonus. I've been trying to get that in anarchy because it's worth more points. Not like I even played yesterday or the day before that. And tower control's fine. I mean, we would have done no matter what. So Trump's back on Twitter. I guess that means he can destroy Truth Social. Honestly, he should probably keep around. I mean, it's not like it's gonna last long. It's not like it just takes one mistake and Twitter's gone. Just one. I don't think I've ever done Wahoo World on tower control before. Because we're not starting off too well. Part of me was really hoping he was just gonna walk off the edge. That would have been funny. Rapid blasters, man. They're behind me. Nope, that's it. Okay, not a great start for the night. Yeah, I've never played. I've never played this map on, or the resort on this. Yeah, I am in A rank now. I gotta keep gaining rank though if I'm gonna play an X battle, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I'm definitely not going to open battle or series. Oh my god, I'm not going to series. Rainmaker, ew, that's a terrible idea. I mean, right now. And we'll just do like one or two more. If I don't get it for the day, I don't get it for the day. I don't know. There are people who have completed the catalog. I want to say like 10 times already. And God, it takes like 100 hours to complete the catalog, I'm pretty sure. Because I want to say like 60 hours in. Defend, please. Yeah, I want to say I've put like 60 hours into the game. That sounds right. Oh, just straight on. It's like point blank. Wow. God, I can't believe I missed that one. Okay, we're still right in the tower. God, that L3 nozzle nose is just... Or H3. Just getting me, man. Ah. I'm trying to, like, get in there to, like, sneak in, and I just keep and I just, boom, they instantly peg me and kill me. That was that bomb, wasn't it? Yep, I was just a little too close. Oh, I was just trying to get us there. I was just trying to get us there. We're so close. I'm just trying to get on the tower and take us that last little bit. And it just doesn't work. Okay, as long as we can keep them off. I mean, it'd be nice to win, but as long as we play defensive here, we'll be fine. Come on, we're right there. We were right there! It just didn't give it to us. Shit. I think we'll be fine, though. I don't think they can make that enough of a push. Oh, yeah, whatever. I kept them off the... I took the tower back for us, and that was just enough. Oh my gosh. We were so close so many times. Oh, you know what I did get? So, after the last Splatfest, I'll show this off real quick since we've got a second. God, 15 kills. And most of them were from the nozzle nose. And for 8 crummy points. 75. Level 75. And I have like 10 days to get the rest of the levels. I got this 10 turf orb wins because I finally got it. It took that. I know that's not a huge achievement or anything, but it was something I've been working on, right? And we got it during this Splatfest. So that's a nice get. We also got, I think we got, wait, real quick, I think we got the GOAT for one of our titles. The GOAT. The GOAT. If I could get my weapon. But I don't have it. Yeah, if I could just get my... Whatever. Alright. So let's just go to normal battle. So, story-wise, we only have 2. I know other stuff happened. Sonic's creator got arrested for... what was it? I want to say it was insider trading. Some things happened this week. Donald Trump's now back on Twitter, so yeah. Some things have happened this week. Honestly, Twitter had a funeral on Thursday. And honestly, I know Twitter sucks. I know studies have been done that show that Twitter literally makes you more depressed. I still think I'm going to miss Twitter. There was just something about interacting with people on Twitter that other websites just didn't do as good. Right? Like I was thinking about like artists I follow. There are so many artists I follow. And yeah, could I go follow them on like Tumblr or DeviantArt? Is that what I'm doing? God, I don't want to go back to fucking Tumblr, but yes. But Twitter was just a nice, convenient place to follow tons of great artists doing great things. And yeah, now we have to go back to fucking Tumblr or, God forbid, DeviantArt. DeviantArt is fucking... I hate DeviantArt so much. I fucking hate DeviantArt. Tumblr is also pretty bad. Like... Ugh. But I'm probably gonna have to go back to fucking Tumblr. Because yeah, any day now Twitter's gonna die. Someone made a thread of like 50 things that could go wrong with Twitter. Because again, staff of 700, now down to a staff of... I don't, probably maybe a few hundred? Or 7,000, I mean. Staff of 7,000 down to just a few hundred. And it just takes one thing to go wrong, and it puts the website down. Probably not forever. I mean, technically MySpace is still around. I think Tomska pointed that out, that MySpace is still around. That doesn't... Right? One thing going wrong with Twitter isn't going to get the website down forever. But it just takes one wrong thing. But yeah, I'm mostly going to miss the artist. There were so many good artists that I followed on Twitter throughout the years. That it's going to suck to lose some of them. A lot of them have been kind of active recently with Pokemon stuff, because a lot of them started off in the Pokemon scene back in the day. So they've been doing Pokemon stuff again. Okay, not a lot of them, but a fair few of them. So yeah, Twitter basically had its funeral Thursday night. And I'm also gonna miss Wario 64. I mean, we already lost Nibelion. Losing Wario 64 is also gonna fucking suck. But yeah, we should probably get into the news. Where's what? I need to blow my nose. Yeah, we got our butt kicked there. Alright, so our first news story of the day. The one that actually relates to Splatoon itself. Chill Season. So the first major Splatoon update was announced. And it's called Chill Season. Which, you know, we're coming up to the winter time. That makes sense. So what is Chill Season? Well, there's a few things coming in Chill Season. Firstly, we're getting new weapons. We're getting a new blaster, a new roller, and a new charger. So the new blaster is, I want to say it's called the Splattershot Nova? That sounds right in my head. Splattershot Nova. And it's a I want to say it's a long-range Splattershot. Let me go on Twitter real quick to see if I have the information I'm looking for. Splatoon NA? Yeah, Splatoon North America. Let's see. It's called... Yeah, it's Ballistics here to report a new Splattershot Nova, a new member of the Splattershot family with galactic range and an out-of-this-world look. Its power won't blow a planet or anything, but you can fire all day long without affecting your aim. Splat, speed ahead. So I want to say it's more of like a long-distance splatter shot. Okay. Yeah, it seems fine. I want that. So yeah, that's the Splattershot Nova. I don't think we know any of the specials or subs yet. But it's a new Splattershot. Okay, honestly, people who know who actually know how the game works seem to be pretty excited about this thing. So it looks like it might be pretty good. Next up is it's called the Big Swig Roller. So it's a new roller that is excessively big, right? It's like a dynamo. It's basically if dynamo and carbon roller were combined. That's how I've seen it described. It's the carbon roller equivalent of the dynamo roller. Which sounds very interesting. Like, that seems like a very interesting idea for a roller, is the carbon equivalent of a dynamo. So we'll just have to wait and see, obviously. But yeah, it's a big roller, it's a wide roller, but it doesn't use up that much ink. It's probably going to get stuck with a stupid special. Like, if anything's going to ruin it, it's going to be the special. I mean, I don't think they can stick it with hammer. I want to say one of the other rollers already uses hammer. It's probably not going to get missiles. You know, that's what the flings is for. But I don't know what type of... I don't know what type of special... God, it's going to get hammer, doesn't it? I don't know. I've been trying to think what other specials... Because I don't remember what Carbon has. I want to say Carbon has Zipcaster, so it's not going to have Zipcaster. It could get Ultra Stamp. God, worst case scenario gets Ultra Stamp. But I want to say one of the other... I want to say either Dynamo or something already has Ultra Stamp. Yeah, a big swig roller arriving in the... It's a wide rolling technology which allows it to cover wide areas, and since it barely sips ink, you can cover a ton of turf. Honestly, it seems like a decent roller. Yeah, big swig roller. Nah, I don't know. Honestly, it could... And it's based on, like, the big swig, like, the big gulp from, like, 7-Eleven. That's what it's based on. It's literally got us, like, a 7-Eleven, like, big gulp cup built into it. And then the final new weapon is the Snipe Rider 5H, a new charger that holds up to 5 shots. Its projectiles look like pencil lead, but it splats like ink with high capacity mag that can help you write the ending you want for your battles. So I'm pretty sure this new... I've seen a lot of people compare this thing to the Bamboozler. Right? It's a 5-shot sniper. I've seen a lot of comparison to Bamboozler. Whether it is like the Bamboozler or not, I'm not sure. But that's what everyone seems to be comparing it to. I don't know. I really know nothing about chargers. But out of everything, this is the one people are most excited for. I can tell you straight up. I've seen tons of excitement for this new Snipe Rider. And yeah, it looks like a mechanical pencil, which, again, very creative design. Splatoon does shit like that all the time. I mean, even our Flingza roller here is based on an ink pen. On a fountain pen. So yeah, so those are the 3 new weapons. They also confirmed 10 returning weapons. So these are like alternate kits to already existing weapons. I want to say we know what a few of them have been revealed at this point. The only one I can remember is the alternate kit for the Luna Blaster. What that kit's called, I don't remember. Oh, shit. He just ran out of ink. Bamboozler's poop. Yeah, I mean... I don't know. Bamboozler has a very meme-heavy weapon. Which I know doesn't mean it's a good weapon. It's just a very meme-worthy weapon. And people liked it in Splatoon 2. I don't know. They probably ruined it at some point. That wouldn't surprise me, but... I don't know. Honestly, I just think of the Bamboozler memes. But yeah, I know I want to say... It's either the Luna Blaster Nouveau or the Luna Blaster Nova. I don't remember what it's called. But I know one of the new weapons is the alternate Luna Blaster kit. I want to say that's been confirmed. Or if not directly, it was confirmed via a data mine for the new patch. Right? When one of the most recent patches, we data mined it and we found new kits for a few of the weapons. Or just data that supports new weapons. Oh, I wiped out the entire team. Let's go. Let's go. I had an amazing... I can't remember what mode it was in. I want to say it might have been Splat Zones. I had an entire team kill. Where I killed 3 with my roller. And then I ran over the 4th one. All within 3 seconds. It was an amazing play. That was earlier. That was me getting from, I want to say, either A- to A. I want to say that's what that was. Super well. So next up is new stages. There's a new stage called Brinewater Springs, which seems to be a very small stage. Honestly, I've seen from what people are saying about it, they don't seem to be that positive on it. Because, yeah, it seems to be a smaller stage. It'll probably be a good Splat Zone stage. But other than that, it doesn't really look to be anything that special. But the other stage is Flounder Heights. Flounder Heights has gotten a little bit of a remodel. I guess they've cut off some of the side stuff. And, they redid the grate in the middle. But I know Flounder Heights, in the first game, was considered the best stage. People consider Flounder Heights the best stage in Splatoon 1. So, I personally, I don't really remember Flounder Heights all that much. I'm sure I played on it, but I don't really remember playing on Flounder Heights. But yeah, it's considered the best stage, so, I mean, already that does a lot of help. God, especially, just means one less chance to get Hammerhead Bridge. So yeah, so Flounder Heights and Brinewater Springs. I think the other confirmed returning stage is on Salmon Run. They're bringing back the ship. Oh god, what is that ship called? I'd look it up if you give me a second. But yeah, they're bringing not Ruins of Arc Polaris. It's a difference, and it's not the one with the fans in the middle. Right, you have to cross through the fans. I don't remember the stage's name, but they're bringing that back. It's called Marooners Bay. Let's call it. Yeah, it's not Mariners, it's Marooners. So that stage is back. I remember that being... It looks to be exactly the same as it was in Splatoon 2. No alterations, no changes. Just Marooners Bay again. So, yeah. I don't remember that being... I don't think it was a bad stage. I could be misremembering things, but... I don't remember it being bad. So, yeah. There's no word. I don't think there was using the fake Twitter blue. There was a rumor going around that we were getting Arc Polaris as well, but that was fake. Nope, no Arc Polaris yet. And then the next thing is they announced X Battles are coming back. So X Battles, from my understanding, are I never played X Battles in Splatoon. Splatoon 2. I never was good enough rank to get X Battle. But X Battles are back. From what I understand, they're opening it up now. So basically, as long... Because X was one step up from S+. From my understanding of things, X is one step up from... Right, it's still that. But they're opening... So anyone in S+ can play X Battle. it's more like available now. It's more accessible to more players, which I saw like one or two people complaining about, but for the most part, I think that's a good thing. Having it available to as many people as possible, I don't see how that's a bad thing, but some people don't like that. Let's see. X Battles. X Battles are coming to this chill season. Players ranked S+0 or higher can get in on some action that is decidedly not chill. You'll have to put your own X Power... God, that's a weird Kraken shirt. You'll have to put your own X Power on the line to take part, but don't worry, Anarchy Battles will be available as well. And then if you decide to plunge into X Battles, you'll need to join one of two brands. The Tokoroki brand division covers Japan, Hong Kong, South Korea, and Australia, and New Zealand, while the Americas, Europe, play in the Tenatech brand. So basically, X Battles are divided into two regions based on brand, which does make me wonder if they're gonna, since these brands are sponsoring X Battles, if you're gonna get special gear. So like if you're playing in the Americas, you're gonna get special Tenatech gear. I don't know. They kind of didn't say anything, and I don't know the precedent from the previous game to actually say. It's just, that's just what I know. So yeah, I've never played X Battle before. I know it's a thing. I was never good enough. I got S+, but I was never able to get better than that to play X Battle. Where the fudge is everyone? So yeah, that's X+. That's X Battle. I know nothing about it. Maybe I'll finally be able to get up to X ranks and try them out at some point. But for the moment, we're just working our way. Right now, I'm in the middle of A rank. My last few matches in A rank went really well. I've had some very good matches recently. They've got to have an AFK player or something. I've like barely seen them. We're still in it. Okay, maybe they're doing more than I think. But I feel like they're a very absent presence in this. And then the final thing, the thing that everyone has been waiting for, Big Mode is here. Finally. Big Mode is basically Salmon Run Splatfest, to my understanding. It's Splatfest on special stages. Yeah, it's Splatfest on special stages. That, or it's Salmon Run on, Splat Zones, right? So I want to say the first one is, Wahoo Wahoo World, right? The amusement park. So it's basically you're playing Salmon Run in the amusement park. And I want to say there's some sort of, like, team dynamic or, like, picking sides dynamic or something. I don't know. There's something special about Big Mode. Right, that that basically turns it into the Splatfest equivalent of... God, did that not kill? I don't know, I'll check in a sec to see if there's anything written about Big Mode. I just know this clip shows you at Wahoo Wahoo World. They're fighting Kohozuna, and I know people are excited. Yeah, for such a weak start, they really picked up near the end and kicked our ass. Let me see, was anything said about Big Mode? New stage, new stage. Yeah, you just see a bunch of enemies. Yeah, it looks to just be Salmon Run, but on these special stages, you're fighting Kohozuna. I want to say there's like some sort of event thing. There's like some sort of other event thing with big mode. I don't know. I do think the idea, part of me is like, because it's like when Mario Kart 8 first released, and instead of having a proper battle mode, it just reused some of the default racetracks. So in some ways, it kind of reminds me of that. But you know, people are very excited for it, so it might be cool. It might turn out to be something awesome. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, but the chill update comes out December 1st. So it's a little over a week away. And yeah, people are excited for it. I'm definitely curious. I want to try out that new roller. Roller has basically been my weapon this Splatoon. Right? This map. This map is going to be the one that's big modes on. Oh, friend request. Of course, there are other features that we might get in the new update. Tabletop mode is not in online, which is honestly kind of surprising. It still surprises me that tabletop cannot be played online with like other players. So that is a possibility of something we might see in the new update. Salmon Run scenario codes. I'm pretty sure Salmon Run scenario codes were something in Splatoon 2 that weren't back in the new game. That sounds right in my head. Right? And they're just codes that allow you to do, like, special Salmon Run events and whatnot. So that being back wouldn't surprise me. And then, photo mode and recon mode. Because there's a photo mode in the game. But you can't use photo mode in recon. Like, on, like, stages. And I feel like that's kind of an oversight. Plus, I guess there's evidence in the game's code for all three of those things. Oh, baby, a triple. So yeah, that's all the update stuff. Yeah, no, honestly, it looks, again, I'm excited for the new weapons. Big mode, everyone seems to be excited for it. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. I hope they rebalance Kohozuna a little bit. I just want to be able to kill it on higher levels, man. I don't know if that's just something like, oh, you need to learn the game better, right? As people learn the game better, they'll be better, and that includes myself, obviously. We'll be better at fighting Kohozuna, or what? But right now, fighting Kohozuna sucks. And you just never beat it on higher levels. And there, of course, there's going to be tons of new gear, new weapons, or new outfits and whatnot. Yeah, there's definitely new gear and whatnot. I don't know of anything specific, obviously, but there's going to be tons of stuff. Of course, we'll have whatever, and I don't think big run starts right away. I think that's like something that comes, like, I think that starts on like the second week, like December 12th or something like that. I don't think it's like an immediately, like, oh, here's the new thing. Here's big run. I want to say they confirmed that somewheres. Yeah, it'd be cool to get, like, winter... Of course, there's going to be a new season pass as well. It's going to have all sorts of new stuff in it. We're actually going to stop right there. Because we got to talk about the next thing. But yeah, so I'm still playing Splatoon. I don't know how many hours I've put into it, but I put in a fair few. Oh, some ability chunks. So, locker. I have a locker update. I've gotten the pink squid. It finally came to the shop the other day. I picked it up. I do not have a locker tall enough to display all the squid plushes in one locker. So this is the best I can do for the moment. But yeah, I've got all the squid plushes. Also, did we say Team Water won the Splatfest? Yeah, Water freaking swept in the Splatfest. There's something about the simplicity of that one that I like. See, look at that locker. That's a neat locker. It'd be cool to do. Oh, I like all the use of those designs. There's some funs. Look at all those sparkle weapons. Who's was this? This was the one. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They must have put 1,000 hours into this game. I like that. This one's also very cool. God, there are some cool lockers. So yeah, that's big. That's big run, and that's all it will have coming. So now we're gonna move away from Splatoon for a minute, because it's time to talk about the Game Awards. All right, I'm just gonna hit that. So the Game Awards were announced. Right, we talked about it last week, right? Oh, what were the nominees for the Game Awards going to be? What's the Game Awards going to announce? They've got to announce something, right? And, well, the nominees finally, they came out on Monday. So we've got the nominees list here. We're going to start bottom up. But I'm not going to be chatting about esports event, esports game. I mean, we'll look at game. A lot of the esports stuff still don't give a shit about. We'll start off with esports game, though. Counter-Strike, Dota, League, Rocket, and Valorant. It's going to go to Valorant. I think Valorant won it last year. It'll win it again this year. I should be writing these down. Give me a second. I'm going to write some of these down. Just so that way I remember them. I could vote, but I'm not going to vote. Do I have a prediction sheet from last year? I've got to have a prediction sheet from last year. Give me a second. I'll find it. Oops. The Game Awards prediction 2021. Here we go. How do I make a duplicate? Make a copy on my drive. Let's rename that Game Awards 2022. I should have done this earlier. I'm just doing this all on my phone real quick. Clear. Let's clear that, and let me just change all the colors from this disgusting, like, green and red to just a much more palatable white. Okay, there we go. So we're starting from Best Esports Game, which I'm going to say is Valorant once again. Don't remember what we predicted last year. I'm still going to say it's Valorant. And I'm not going to sign in to vote. Previous category, most anticipated. I don't think it's going to be Hogwarts. Fuck J.K. Rowling. Fuck Harry Potter. You know, that hasn't really changed. I don't think it's going to be Final Fantasy 16. Is that even coming out next year? Surprisingly, Spider-Man 2 is not on here, even though they have been saying that release is next year. So my bets are between Starfield and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna say Tears of the Kingdom. Obviously. Again, Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year. Yeah. It's gonna be between, and Starfield's gonna fuck it up. We're giving right now. People are giving Pokemon Scarlet and Violet a lot of shit for being very laggy, buggy games. They will never have anything on fucking Bethesda games, especially games like Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, and Skyrim, and Fallout 3. Never played Morrowind, so I couldn't tell you. But people just gave those games a pass. Maybe the entire games critic industry is a little bit broken. Oh wait, we already all know that. Best Adaptation. So this is a new category, which is... is there any way I can just add a column? There's no easy way to add a column. Okay, I'm just going to throw Best Adaptation at the end. Actually, wait. Best Adaptation. Best Adaptation. So, I've heard people say Arcane is one of the best shows ever. I've heard people say Cyberpunk is one of the best animes ever, until the ending. I hear the ending of Cyberpunk Edgerunner sucks. But to be fair, that's pretty standard for the same studio that brought you, fucking Darling in the Franxx. Cuphead show was fine. I really enjoyed Sonic 2. Uncharted was whatever. Personally, my personal pick would be, like, if I were voting, it would be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's gonna go to Arcane, though. I can tell you right now it's gonna go to Arcane. But I like Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I really did enjoy that movie. It was fun. It was a very fun movie. Best Debut Indie. Okay, so we'll see. Best Debut Indie. I have no idea what Narco is. I've heard great things about Neon White, but it's dependent on the player, right? Some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. Stray was pretty liked. Tunic was pretty universally liked. But, right, some people had some problems with the manual thing, which, whatever. And then Vampire Survivors, I've heard many people say is the game of the year. It is their best game of the year. And so I'm voting for... Vampire Survivors needs to win at least something on this list. It's probably going to go to Tunic. Stray. Stray is nominated for several awards this year. It's probably going to go to Stray. I want Vampire Survivors to walk away with something. It should have been nominated for Game of the Year. Let's just be real here. But, yeah, we'll get to that. Stray, this is the only award Stray is nominated, or Vampire Survivors is nominated for. Only a single nomination. It should win at least the one thing it's nominated for. And we'll talk a little bit about Vampire Survivors in a little bit, because I have been playing it, because it's on Game Pass now. Content Creator of the Year, Carl Jacobs, no idea. Ludwig, Nibelion, Nobrew, no idea. And Cutie Cinderella. It is really cool to see Nibelion nominated. They've been doing fantastic work on Twitter for years now. It sucks that they're gone. I mean, Twitter is literally about to explode any day now. It sucks to see them gone. I'm glad they're nominated. That's a great nomination. I'm glad, as people were nominating content creators, because, right, a lot of these nominations come from review sites. IGN, GameSpot, Kinda Funny. I'm sure the Nibelion thing was going on right as these were coming out. That's why people had him fresh in their mind. I would love for Nibelion to win this. It's going to go to Ludwig, though. I'm putting Ludwig down here. I've seen Ludwig and Cutie Cinderella. There's a reason why I didn't say like, oh, no idea who that is. I actually know who these two people are. Sure, has there been a lot of drama this year? Yes. Not about these two, but surrounding these two. They've remember the whole Twitch gambling drama thing? Yeah, that was because of an event that somebody didn't go to hosted by Cutie Cinderella. That's what kicked off that whole thing. So it's going to go between these two, and I'm going to say Ludwig. Because I actually know who Ludwig is. Don't watch any of their stuff. But the few things I have seen on like Twitter, or not on Twitter, well, yeah, Twitter, but mostly TikTok. Like they have like a podcast called like The Yard or something like that. Or have been funny. So yeah, I'm going to say it's Ludwig. But Nobelion is a very cool nomination. I would love to see him win, but I don't think it's going to happen. Best multiplayer. God, it's not you and it's not you. It's probably not you. I really, really don't want it to be you. God, do I not want it to be you. I would love for Splatoon to take home something. It's gonna go to Multiverses. Again, I like Splatoon. Someone pointed out Splatoon 3, so the Chill Season trailer, it had, do I still have that up? In North America, it has like about 700k views. So right, 700,000. In Japan, it has over 2 million views. Like the Japanese version of the trailer. Just to show you, Splatoon is huge in Japan. Nintendo's 4th biggest game. Really. I know we don't think about it like that, but yeah, it really is. But it's going to go to Multiverses. Sports/racing. All these games are the fucking same. I'm saying Ollie Ollie World just because it's different. It's not going to win, but it's different. It's different. It's at least... And I think people did like it. Whereas these two have been the exact same game for over a decade now. Don't know about you. I think people like this one, but not as much as like Forza Horizons or whatever. Sim/strategy. I don't know. Honestly, I want to say Mario plus Rabbids. I know Paradox Interactive does some good games, so I'd be fine with them winning. Is Victoria 3 the one that Veil Fisk recently did a video in? Was that Victoria 3? Yeah, that was Victoria 3, where they did Among Us in Victoria 3. That was a fun video. So I'm going to give Mario plus Rabbids, but I'd be fine if Victoria 3 wins it. Rabbids, Sparks. Fuck Ubisoft, but I'd be... there are more boring things that could win this. Again, I have no idea if people like this one. I have no idea. I've heard okay things about that. The Nintendo category is all Nintendo games in Skywalker Saga. I'm counting this as a Nintendo game. I mean, it's got freaking Plumber Boy right there. It's going to go to Kirby. I heard many people say that Kirby should have been nominated for Game of the Year. Definitely wouldn't have won it, but it should have been nominated. And yeah, I agree. It's going to definitely make probably my top 5. So yeah. No. Nostalgia? No. It's really these two, and I'd give it to Kirby over it. Best fighting game, Multiverses. I know some people really liked Sifu, but some people also really did not like Sifu. So I'm going to give it to Multiverses. Alright, I'm gonna have to give it, because yeah. Best role-playing. This category is fucked by the inclusion of Elden Ring. Because Elden Ring feels like a completely different game compared to these other four. It's just, again, these, like, Live Alive is a very traditional RPG. Triangle strategy game. Pokemon is a Pokemon. And Xenoblade's more like some of these other ones than Elden Ring. I don't think Elden Ring should have been... I know it technically is an RPG, but it's a Souls-like before it's an RPG. And I worry that nominating it for our best RPG will skew it in that game's favor. It's cool to see Pokemon get a nomination. Legends Arceus is maybe the best Pokemon game. I don't know. We'll see how Scarlet and Violet goes. I'm like less than 10 hours in. I think I'm like 9.5 hours in. So we'll see. Whereas I've put 80, 100 hours into Legends Arceus. I would love to see this win. It's not going to win. I'm going to put my money on Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 historically got snubbed from the 2018, maybe even the 20, I want to say it was either the 2018 or the 2017 Game Awards, because it came out right like before this, like the reveal happened. It came out like that week or the week before, and it's infamously one of the biggest snubs in Game Awards history. I know that seems weird, but it really is. And as are most games, that like Callisto Protocol comes out in December. That's gonna get snubbed, obviously. But there's always games that come out in December. Smash Bros. Other examples I can't think of. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 infamously got snubbed at the Game Awards. And right as a joke, people are like, oh, it's going to get snubbed this year. It did not get snubbed this year. It's cool to see it on here. I want it to win. Action adventure, such a nebulous category. I'm giving it to God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, obviously. I mean, Horizon's good. I hear people like Plague Tale. Stray is an interesting one to see on here. Definitely feels... I mean, it just doesn't... And same thing with Tunic, right? Like, they're both good games. It's just... They're not like the other three, right? These are... I'm going to give it to God of War Ragnarok. I'd have no qualms if Horizon wins it. Horizon is... It's a good game, but... Because Horizon should win something. I don't think it's going to. Action game. See, again, this does not... I would not... This... One of these things is not like the other. Bayonetta 3 is a good spectacle fighter. Neon White people really like. Again, Sifu, I know some people really like, some people don't. TMNT... It got nominated for a few things. I don't think it's going to win anything. Personally, I'm between these two. I want to see Neon White walk away with something. So I'm going to give it to Neon White. I want it to win something. I don't think it will, but I want it to. Oh, maybe that comes later. People have been playing the hell out of Among Us VR this last week. That's been very fun to see how the clips go around. The only other thing I've heard of on this list is Moss 2. I know people liked the first Moss. I'm assuming the second one is good as well. But I'm going to go Among Us VR just for the hell of it. If it was on PlayStation VR, I would. If it was on PlayStation VR, you know I would. But it ain't, so I can't. So I'm not going to. Is this gonna be... What's next? Okay, so I had it back. I have... In my list, I have AR before innovation. Whatever. Last year, this was an award created last year, and it was like the Last of Us 2's award. Maybe it was 2 years ago now. I know the last Naughty Dog is really good at these things. I know Sony as a company is very good at these things. The Quarry had some interesting things where you could practically watch the game like a movie. But if I'm between these two. I kind of want to give it to God of War, though. I don't know. Honestly, I like the Innovation and Accessibility Award. I'm glad, because gaming is right for everybody. And so I feel like this is one that, yeah, it's cool to see highlighted every time. Of course, if you ever want to know more about accessibility in gaming, I highly recommend Laura Kate Dale's Accessibility, which I have not seen an episode of in a while, admittedly. Best community support. It's always the same games. I mean, legitimately, I feel like it's been the same games for fucking years now. Not for 4 years, but just forever. It feels like nothing else ever gets nominated. When a game like Splatoon 3, I would put it in this category just to get fucking something off this list. I'm gonna say Destiny 2, but God, I really do not give a shit about any of these. Mobile game, Marvel Snap, easy. People, I've heard nothing but great things about Marvel Snap. Haven't played it, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. People really want it to win. Yeah. Fuck this one. Yeah, no. Best Indie. Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, Tunic. I don't know why, but I really wasn't... I need to play Stray. I have not played Stray. It's on sale. If it wasn't for Pokemon, I would have already bought it. Because it's on sale right now. Stray seems like a good game. But I guess I don't know why, but I don't think of it as indie. Whereas, like, Neon White, I definitely think. Neon White, Cult of the Lamb, Tunic. I guess it's just because these are more what I think of indie games as. Whereas Stray, and Sifu, too, honestly, Sifu kind of fits more into these. Maybe it's just because of its very heavy presence at PlayStation conferences. I'm gonna give it to Cult of the Lamb. If it's Stray, I won't be surprised at all. Because Stray should honestly probably also walk away with something. But I want to give it to Cult of the Lamb. I guess I just don't really care for Stray because I haven't played it. I know a fair bit about Neon White, even though I have not played that one either. Same thing with Cult of the Lamb. And I keep meaning to play Tunic. It's been downloaded on my Xbox for months now, and I just never have. Didn't we just do ongoing? Oh, ongoing is different than community support? What's the different Destiny, Fortnite? Again, I really don't give a shit. Let's just say Fortnite and move on. Again, I feel like it's the same games every time. You know what would have been cool here? Mario Kart. I know people don't entirely love the new Mario Kart stages, but giving Mario Kart all these new stages, that would have been a really cool nomination here for ongoing, a game that's 5+. I know some of these games, this one is plus this one, I think, are are equally of pretty old length. But Mario Kart getting support fucking 5 years after it launched on Switch, 10 years after it released, coming up on 10 years. You know, that's kind of crazy, but yeah. Games for Impact is always a super great category. The only ones I have heard of are Hindsight, I want to say I've heard of Endlings. I don't know anything about it. As Dusk Falls, is that... Am I mixing that up? Was Road 96 the other one? The only one I've really heard of is Hindsight. Because these are all... I know usually these Game for Impacts are all pretty good games. I usually only play like one per year, and I haven't played a single one of these. But usually I've heard of more than this. Again, there's a game I'm thinking... I don't think it's As Dusk Falls, though. I think it's... Maybe it is. I don't know. I know there was Road 96. Okay, so... Let's go with As Dusk Falls, because I might have heard of it, but I might also be confusing it with Road 76. I kind of don't remember, or Road 96 or whatever. Best performance... Christopher Judge won it last time, right? For Kratos. I don't think it's going to be Immortality. I've heard people have problems with Immortality. It might be a good performance, but I hear it's just a weird-ass game. Compared to some of the previous two games. Her Story and Tell Me Why. I've heard Immortality just isn't as good. Ashley Bird. I guess I'm just going to give it to Christopher Judge again. Can I just say God of War and just whichever one wins? Because I want to say Christopher Judge won it last time. So part of me says Sunny over here should, but I'm just going to give it to Christopher Judge. Let's see. Best audio design. Is it time for the Elden Ring sweep? Is it time for the Elden Ring? I'm going to start the Elden Ring sweep. Oh, my autocorrect corrected it to Ellen Ring. Not Ellen, it's Elden. Best score in music. Oh, I would love to give it to ya, but Elden Ring sweep. No idea what that metal is. Never heard of that metal before. Best art direction. Scorn is a nightmare from what I hear. Maybe it has a good art direction, but... Ugh. I guess I think... Even though I have never played any of these three games, I guess I think very highly of Elden Ring. Best narrative. See, this is where Xenoblade should have been nominated. Over art direction, or score / music, I mean, this is where Xenoblade should have been nominated. Narrative. I've heard Horizon has some problems with its narrative. So I'm between these two. I'm going to actually go God of War for this. Yeah, I'm going to go God of War for this. I know Elden Ring's probably got a great whatever. No, I'm going to go God of War. I feel like it's a safer choice. Best game direction. Immortality's really racking up a few here at the top. I'm going to go Elden Ring, obviously. And then finally, our game of the year. The nominees are A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I was blown away when I saw that. Again, I thought the Nintendo nominee for Game of the Year was going to be Kirby. I know people really like Kirby. It's a really good game. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes in. And that's the right choice. Because, the only reason I say that is because even though I have not played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I know several people who consider Xenoblade Chronicles, the original, one of their, if not their favorite game of all time. And they say that 3 is better. So I guess they now consider 3 their favorite game. Just to tell you how good it is. So yeah, it deserves this nomination. It's not going to win this award. I'm striking it from the ledger right now. I'm striking Plague Tale Requiem from the ledger. I hear it's a good game. It's not as good as everything else in here. I'm just going to strike that one right now. Stray, again, I didn't really think of Stray as an indie game. But it is. And this is I thought the indie game nomination of the year was going to go to Cult of the Lamb. Just being honest, I thought Cult of the Lamb, again, it should go to Vampire Survivors. But out of everything this year, I thought it was going to go to Cult of the Lamb. It went to Stray instead. And I know Stray's a good game. Again, I guess I just wasn't really thinking of it as an indie game. But it technically is. I don't know why, but yeah, I just wasn't. But I'm going to strike it right here. It ain't winning. That leaves us with 3. I know Horizon Forbidden West is good. I know people really enjoy it. Not as much as the first game. I hear it's got some weird story things that go on with it. Capitalism, But it's a good game. But Horizon is cursed to never... Even though it's a good game, it will never win one of these shows. Because it's... One year it's competing against Breath of the Wild. This year it's competing against 2 behemoths. So, you're out. And then there were 2. I have been convinced for a majority of this year that Elden Ring is going to be Game of the Year. It was very apparent early on that people love this game. It's one of the highest rated games of all time. Up there with Breath of the Wild, a previous Game Awards winner. We know based on previous year's judging, both Sekiro and the original 2018 God of War have Game Awards. So there are precedents for both of these. It's going to go to Elden Ring. I think when it comes down to brass tacks, God of War is good, but it's also a sequel to the 2018 one. Well, yes, this is a Souls-like game. Our 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th Souls-like? Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 through 3, Sekiro. Oh, it's our 7th because Bloodborne. Yeah. There's probably something I'm missing in there as well. Yeah. I do think that, this has a big enough precedent. I'm going to give it to Elden Ring. I really do think this year is going to be an Elden Ring sweep. Yeah, 5 of all of the awards it's nominated, I think it's going to win 5 of them. Which is, a fair few. But that's just my guess. So that's all my nominees. I do not remember if I will be watching the Game Awards live this year. Last year, I don't think I did. I was busy that night. The year before that, I think I did. Because that was 2020 and everything was closed. But the year before that, I did not. So I do not know if I might have something that... Again, there's usually something I do around that time of year that usually takes me away from the Game Awards. And it's usually right the week of the... Right, it's that Thursday night. I want to say the Game Awards are December 3rd? They're December 8th. Because the December 1st is a Thursday. So they'd be the next Thursday. So yeah, I'm going to guess they're December 8th. That just seems right. So yeah, that is the Game Awards for 2020. It's going to be an interesting year. I do think it's God of War's year to win it all, obviously. But we shall see. We've still got a lot. I don't know. People really liked God of War Ragnarok. But I've seen nobody like God of War Ragnarok did not score it. Elden Ring's one of the highest scoring games of all time. I don't know. I'm not the best judge, but that's because I haven't played either of them. I have not actually played a single game nominated for Game of the Year. Even the Nintendo one. Even the indie one. Usually I play the indie one. I'm probably going to play the indie one. Stray? I'll play Stray at some point. But yeah. So I guess that takes us to WIBE. So speaking of, right, I brought up how one game was snubbed. Vampire Survivors. Oh, we're in randoms. Cool. I know Vampire Survivors is considered by several people to be one of the game of the year. It's recently, since it came to Xbox Game Pass, it's on Xbox. I've seen it more and more in the spotlight recently. And I've been playing it on Xbox. And yes, it is very good. We talked about it a little last week. It's a deceptively simple game. Because there are no buttons or anything like that. I mean, you do have to hit A. It's just A and move. When it comes to Switch, I can guarantee you they're going to have a mode where it's just a single Joy-Con. That's the kind of game it is. It's super simple, but it is highly addictive. Before Pokemon came out, I put a few hours into it. I couldn't get out in time. Yeah, before Pokemon came out, I put a few hours into it. And yes, it is very good. It's just it's a simple, very addictive game with some really good writing in the bestiary. Right, that just has a bunch of creative combos and synergies that just truly allow you to have fun, create some interesting weapons, play as some very interesting and creative characters. I like it. It's been a great podcast game. Podcast game. I say podcast game. I've mostly been using it for audiobooks. Because I've been listening to an audiobook recently. And, yeah, because I'm caught up on podcasts. The one podcast I listen to because, yeah, I don't listen to any others. I'm all caught up on. Okay, we gotta take... Oh, I might as well grab that. Yeah, the one podcast I listen to, I'm all caught up on. So that just leaves audiobooks for me. Which is not what I wanted to happen, but that's where I'm at. Yeah, I put in a few more hours into Vampire Survivors. Not as much as, not like, oh, that I'm playing it every second of every day. I have not gone that far with the game yet. But I've definitely put some more time into it. Oh, I've got the Splatoon stamper. Okay. We still at high tide? Oh god, we're staying at high tide. Oh, I missed the jump. So yeah, I enjoy Vampire Survivors. Again, it's on Game Pass right now. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. And if you don't play it on Game Pass, if you want to like buy it on Steam or whatever, it's like $5. It's very cheap. It's so deceptively simple, in fact. that there have already been several games this year that rip it off. Because that's how simple it is. That's how simple and straightforward it is. But there's that nuance there that so many of the rip-offs just don't get. But it's really good. And yeah, you just move around, you use your weapon. I thought, and it was like one of those things. God, I don't remember what I've already talked about or not. Where it's like, oh, this weapon's not that great. And then you get the good synergy, and it's like, oh my god, this weapon's amazing. What was I even thinking? Come on, open up. My bomb made it, theirs didn't. Oh, that's it. So yes, I do highly recommend Vampire Survivors. Right now, my addiction has gone on to Pokemon, right? And honestly, if it wasn't for me having such like a rooted personality in Pokemon that has been sculpted over 20 years, I would probably still be just playing that, right? I'd probably play Pokemon for a few hours, find out that the game's laggy, and then go back to Vampire Survivors. No, actually, we'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, Vampire Survivors is very good. It's just it's simple yet effective at what it does. I recommend it highly. God, 400. How did I screw up with this weapon again? So yeah. Speaking, let's just talk about Pokemon real quick. So yes, we've been streaming Scarlet and Violet. Even though I had a crash or two, not a crash on Scarlet and Violet on my own computer. I lost connection for a few minutes. Ooh, an Octobush. Overall, I've been having a great time. Part of me does worry about team composition. Right? Like, if anything, I'm having a good time. I'm having fun. But I'm worried I'm screwing up my team composition. Right? That's the one bit of stress. Is me oh god, am I screwing up my team? Should I be better at composing a team? Typing wise? And admittedly, because I'm only using new Pokemon, I never know what I'll find. Oh god. Right? You never know what Pokemon you're gonna find. You never know what's gonna be one of the new Mongs. Oh, good. Somebody knows the strategy. Yes. Good. Okay, we got barely enough. I was never the guy. So yeah, wow. That honestly, even though I died a few times, that actually went super well for a Firefly round. Oh, I got the Super Brella. Cool. Grizzco Brella. Awesome. I'd heard that was in rotation. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. There's that little stress that, oh god, I'm gonna screw this up. Because, you watch my run-through of Sword and Shield earlier this year. And, if you didn't know any better, do you think, oh, yeah, he knows what he's doing, right? He's picking good team compositions, right? He's trying to keep everything balanced, using some strong teams, right? You'd think I'd know what I was doing. But then I think about playing and same thing with Legends Arceus, right? Like, Legends Arceus actually went very well for me. And even, like, the secret final boss that people struggled with, I legitimately had no problem with. I beat it on my first try. But if then I think of my playthrough of Diamond and Pearl, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which went really well until I got to the Elite Four, and then I fucking got my ass kicked. My playthrough of Diamond and Pearl went really well, and then I got my ass kicked by the Elite Four like 20 times. Oh my god, they got killed by a small fry. So, yeah, I'm just kind of worried I'm going to fuck it up. But I'm trying to make a good, balanced team. I'm trying to use the new Mons and have fun with it. You know, there's a lot of cool new Mons out there. Sprigatito's been very nice to have. I don't know. I'm so disappointed. If you saw earlier today, I evolved a Jet. Not the Pokemon. I nicknamed it Jet, and that was finding out it wasn't a Steel type was such a disappointment because I was like so ready for this to be like one of the core team members, right? Oh, Bug Steel. Nope, it's Bug Dark. I was so heartbroken by that. Because, again, I'm pretty sure Sprigatito's... What am I saying? I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact Sprigatito ends at a dark grass type. And I don't want two dark types on my team. So yeah, I'm definitely more... I was like, I have to lose Jed. We're going to try out Aqua Maria. Maybe Aqua Maria will be a great addition to the team, you know? Maybe Aqua Maria, right, everything will work out fine with Aqua Maria. Maybe it won't. Right? Time will tell with that one. But I have hopes that, you know, it will be cool. My main concern now, though, is evolution methods. Right? Like, when does Armarouge evolve? When does, Aqua Maria evolve? Or when does, you know, he evolve into Armarouge? When does Aqua Maria evolve into... Because I can almost guarantee it's going to evolve. There's no way it's a one stage. There's no way. When does, Alex evolve? That's another big one for me. Does it evolve via trade? Because if it evolves via trade, that's going to suck. But I see no... Right? I think it could go either way. So yeah, that's my one big concern. I'm not worried about Sprigatito at all. Or Luna, gonna do fine. Now the naming convention I've been using for Legends Arceus, or for Scarlet and Violet, does kind of suck. You know, trying to think of all these like cartoon characters that fit it. Like I've definitely come up with some, like some of them I'm fine with, right? Other ones where it's like, I should be more creative than Akira. But I also couldn't think of anything better. And I just, like, the more time that goes on, the more I'm like, I'm gonna screw this up. I'm gonna get just, like, a terrible name. But yeah. I've been enjoying all the Terrasteel raids or whatever they're called. Those have all been going really well. I like those. I think they're fun. We haven't lost one yet, which is nice. So that's part of it. So I do have to give that, right, some credit. That, like, oh, the fact that I've never actually struggled with one of the Terra Steel raids is kind of important. Oh, come on. Get over to me. Okay, we're all good points-wise. We just got to make it to the end of the round. Okay. That worked out. So yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm having fun with it. I'm a little, right, and just exploring, like, it's, because I feel like we've done 2 gyms, 1 Titan, and 1 Starfall. And that's it. I feel like we've done nothing. And, like, I feel like we've seen so little of the world. It's kind of crazy. I'm just still surprised we haven't seen, we haven't seen a Smoliv yet. You know, for such a... I mean, I think I have a guess at where it is. If I were to really take an educated guess, I think I have a good idea. But yeah, that's just a very educated guess, you know? Like, yeah, it would make sense for Smoliv to be here. But, you know, we'll see in due time. Oh, I thought there was. We've got a lot of eggs. Yeah, okay, we're doing great here. But yeah, so Scarlet and Violet has just been a whole heck of a lot of fun. We're gonna be back streaming it tomorrow, probably. At this moment, I have no plan not to. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. We'll be fine though. Yeah, I have no reason not to stream it tomorrow. At this moment, anyways. I don't know. We'll see if something comes up. Oh, Kozuna. Come on, give me something good. Give me a good weapon. Give me a good weapon. Come on, give me a good weapon. Do we still have... Yes, we stuck with the Grass Cobrella. Come on, we actually have a shot here. I'm just gonna lay on the pressure. I know it's not the best use of my ink. Because I know... Yeah, I think it's in my best interest to just lay on the pressure. When that happens, do that. Is there any bosses near me or anything? No, there isn't. Okay, we actually have this. I believe we're actually going to be good. We've done more than enough damage. Yeah! Wow, we actually beat Kohozuna! This is the first time I've beaten it since, like, September. Holy shit. All it took was 2 really powerful Brellas that could just constantly lay on pressure and a very light wave of enemies. Still haven't gotten a gold shell. We got lucky we kept that Brella. Alright. So, let me... That was a great run to get up. That was a great run. All around, that was great. Fuck. Fuck, I spilled my soda. We're gonna keep going, but I spilled my soda. My soda. I didn't spill much of it. It's just, oh god, my desk is gonna be sticky. My desk is gonna be sticky. And it's right in front of my TV. Oh god. I have like no water. Fuck. Fuck, I have like no water. So I can't even unsticky it. My arm's in the sticky. Scarlet and Violet, very good. I know a lot of people are... It seems like from person to person, it really does change how laggy this game is. Some people, the game has been lagging through the roof. Other people haven't been having that much of an issue. Personally, I have not been having that much of an issue. I've definitely seen it slow down once or twice. Especially after doing, like, Starfall Street. I felt like it slowed down a bunch for a moment there. But really, other than that, no, it has not been that bad at all. So yeah, overall, I have not really had as... I definitely see its slower moments. Definitely. But I have not had, like, the amount of lag other people seem to be having that more or less make the game unplayable. Or, like, it's constant... I think Arlo described it as, like, it was constantly running in slow motion. I have not had. I have not had an experience like that yet. And this whole seems to be in, like, the starting areas as well. Like, if this was, like, later game stuff, I'd be like, yeah, I'm sure we'll get there, and when we do, that point in the game will be laggy. But, like, Arlo's been talking about, like, the exact same, like, Starfall raid we did. He was getting lagging. The one that was in the trailers. So I can just say, yeah, no, I have not been having nearly as much issue. Of course, there's been a lot of debate about, oh, would having a Switch Pro fix this? Is this actually just Game Freak's poor coding that's causing this problem? I really do think it's a little bit of both. Definitely, the game seems to be... Like, I understand, right, the game being rushed, being, like, the big contributor for this. That seems to be a very reasonable assumption. Which, I mean, when was the last time a Pokemon game wasn't rushed? And I've seen people say, like, oh, if they had just kept Arceus in the oven for another, right, it's like Legends Arceus was releasing right now. And then, having it so that, we both missed. Alright, if Legends Arceus was releasing right now, and then Scarlet and Violet was next year, just giving those games a little bit longer to bake in the oven, then you know things probably would have turned out better. And you know what? People saying that are probably right. You know, because I didn't really have that much of a lag problem with... I mean, there were definitely slower moments, but I didn't really have that much of a problem with Legends Arceus. Or at least if I did, I don't really remember them. I have no idea where our last remaining player is. Okay, you're gonna come up here. I saw the other... Oh my god. I saw the other players over there. And it's just me. Yep, that's a wrap. Oh, don't want to knock anything else over. But yeah, I have not been having the same issues as everybody else. Other people seem to be having it way... Other people seem to be having it way worse than I currently am. So I guess to that end, I'm lucky. And I've seen other people say the same thing. Right? That, oh, they haven't had any problems. But all they're seeing is people on Twitter talk about the problems. Like, I think Chugga Conroy said that. That right? He hasn't experienced any problems. But all he sees is people on Twitter talking about their problems. And it's not like I'm, like, doubting anyone on Twitter. I want to say that. Just because I haven't had any problems doesn't mean they don't exist. Right? Like, literally, the first review I saw for the game, that was, like, they mentioned that as their big sticking point. Now, the one thing I will bring up, though, is I know we're giving... Right, the Pokemon Company deserves to get shit for this. But this is not the first time I've seen this in the gaming industry. The gaming industry gets away with bullshit all the time. I made a joke earlier about Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was so fucking broken. And in many ways it still is. But people let it slide. Skyrim. Skyrim was also pretty broken. And in some ways still is. But people just let it slide. And it wasn't until it became unplayable, Fallout 76, that people actually give a shit. Maybe maybe the game industry / game critics are a little too lenient, you know? Right? And like, it only comes out at weird times. Right? Like Fallout 76, an always online multiplayer game. Like Pokemon, a highly profitable yet controversial series. Mainly because they make so much money and they feel like they don't use it right to make better games. At least that's the impression, anyways. I know there are people who work hard on these games, but it really, with the amount of money Pokemon Company makes, they could be making the best games ever. And yet they don't. But they're getting there. And I know that sounds dumb, because a lot of other studios have already been there. And not just like been there like recently, I'm talking like been there for like 10 years. Yeah, Pokemon fans are like Star Wars fans. They don't know they think they know what they want. But they don't really know what they want, and what they want isn't always what they need. Star Wars fans. I fucking hate Star Wars fans so much. So yeah, I don't know. But I'm enjoying the game. So our last thing for the night. So Inside Job was a series that released on Netflix. I want to say earlier this year. I want to say it might have been last year, but I want to say it was earlier this year. I talked about it at the time. I think I was playing Pokemon. I think we were shiny hunting at the time. And I enjoyed it, right? It was a fun show. It's all about, like, conspiracy. It's about Cognito Inc., which is a conspiracy theory company, basically. And, right, they deal with, it's like a Monster of the Week sort of thing. But what's the conspiracy theory of the week? Right? One week they're dealing with flat earthers, right? Hijacking a boat contained with Jeff Bezos on it. Another week they're dealing with, a town that's been trapped in the 80s. One week there's a mole in the company, right? So they got to figure out who it is. And it's got some good characters. some fun and likable scenarios, all around just a very creative premise, right? Conspiracy theory is, right, nothing new, even for a show like this. I mean, again, one of the main creator worked on Gravity Falls, and Alex Hirsch is a executive producer on the show. So, right, that's nothing new. But this new season, I've been just waiting. They confirmed season 2 like as soon as season 1 ended, and oh my god, I can't believe we didn't get that. I've been waiting for season 2 basically this entire time, and it's finally here. And it's good. Not as good as the first season, but it is good. I will say that. It's good. Not as good as the first, but good. So, the first episode... Well, I love in the... So, the first episode, what I love is we get this... they go to... something woods. Oh, God, what is it called? It's a big conspiracy theory place that, you know, giant statue of an owl. Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove, that's it. They go to Bohemian Grove, and we learn of the 6 secret societies that run the world. You have, the Illuminati, which was introduced in the last season, near the end, right? You had Oprah from the Illuminati, and you find out there's been multiple Oprahs. All right, one Oprah dies, another takes her place. That's a plot point in this first episode. And in the Illuminati, you have Jay-Z, Beyonce, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and, again, one of the Oprahs. Learning that Lin-Manuel Miranda works for the Illuminati, great. Yep, that explains everything. And that, right, while Cognito is East Coast and, Washington, D.C., Illuminati is West Coast and Hollywood. And the Illuminati's run by this, 1,000-year-old German guy. It's a whole thing. Yeah, so the Illuminati, you've got the Catholic Church, makes perfect sense to be here. You've got Cognito, obviously. And then, there's one I'm forgetting. There's one I'm just completely forgetting. But the real big one, where I was like, that's fucking hilarious. One of the 6 societies that rules the world from the shadows. The fucking Juggalos. You know what? I wish the Juggalos were the secret society ruling the world. I would feel a lot safer knowing that the Juggalos were secretly ruling the world. Because, is it It's not JD. It's, Insane Clown Posse... Violent J. I knew it was J something. Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope are fucking great. I want to say it was Violent J. It's one of those two. His daughter is a furry, and he literally started a series reviewing fursuits just to, promote high quality fursuits in the industry. Juggalos are some of the nicest people out there. There's that running joke about metalheads being very nice, and to some extent that's true. But Juggalos are super nice people. They're the perfect found family, right? They're a community that just cares about each other. The heads, right, Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, they really do care about their community. They want the best for their community. They're progressive, right? They're supportive. Love them. I would feel a lot better about the world knowing that the Insane Clown Posse was secretly running it. But nope. And they even, in the episode, they treat the Insane Clown Posse as, the butt of the joke because Magic Mike and the general, whose name I'm forgetting off the top of my head, do join the Insane Clown Posse as part of that joke. But yeah, God. Oh, there you are. But yeah, I would feel a whole lot better about the world if the Insane Clown Posse, if I knew the Insane Clown Posse was running it. Because at least I'd know we had someone in our corner. Right? The Catholic Church, the Illuminati, the other ones, they don't give a shit about us. But the Insane Clown Posse do. Yeah. Don't remember. I know there's another group. Don't remember what it was. I know there were 6 total. And I don't remember what the other one was. Oh, I know. Oh, Lizard People and Atlanteans. Those were the last 2. But we met the Lizard People in the last season. And we meet the Atlanteans don't really do much. Let's be honest. They're fucking Atlanteans. I mean, to be fair, they referenced Atlantis in the last season. That they have to Photoshop it out from all the space pictures. But yeah, so the entire time, right, they're doing, at Bohemian Grove, they're doing the gathering. Reagan's trying to sabotage her father, who's now in charge. Meanwhile, this guy from the Illuminati is trying to sabotage the head of the Illuminati. And... oh, oops. This way. And so they're trying to sabotage each other, right? They're trying to stab each other. But of course, it's an enemies to lover thing, right? Because she meets him at Villains Anonymous. And then they fall in love, right, over the course of the thing. And they end up making out. But because they're mind-controlling the leaders, it causes the leaders to start making out. That's good. That's a good bit. But yeah, Rand really, you know... He definitely is the butt of the joke in this episode. That's for sure. Using an L3 nozzle nose, and I don't love that. Oh, yep, I do not love the L... oh, we lost a player. I didn't even notice. But yeah, so I think the first episode of the season at Bohemian Grove, very strong. I knew that the figure in the skull mask was going to be JR. That was a super obvious thing. But yeah. But I'm glad they do more with it than just finding out that he's alive. Oh my god, that just went to shit. The second episode deals with Keanu Reeves. You find out that Reagan's mom is dating Keanu Reeves, who of course is part of the Illuminati and is a vampire who they think is going... yeah, god, we had... terrible. I mean, the Splash-O-Matic's fine, but the other 2 weapons are terrible. We really needed the support. But yeah, having Keanu Reeves be a vampire who sucks blood to stay eternally young, along with Leonardo DiCaprio, Nicolas Cage, and there's a few others. I think Larry David's one of them. And so there's a whole vampire, right? They go vampire hunting. Reagan has an epic fight with Keanu Reeves where she pulls a sword from a cross and it's like sparking with electricity. It's just fucking awesome. And then finding out that Keanu Reeves actually wants to give up his immortality because for the first time he's like feels alive dating the mom. That's great. It's fun, you know. They have fun with Keanu Reeves, and because for most of this season, right, Rand's motivation, Reagan's father, is to get the mother back, right? He tries to embarrass her at the movie thing by making a better movie. Later on, he passed a Needy Act. That's all about that. Oh, ex-wives have to date their ex-husbands once a month. Right? Sex is optional. I wanted to at least leave some brevity in there, so I made sex optional. But yeah, to get his family back, which, I mean, it does pay off in the end. Because he's saying that for most of the season, but it's like, oh, all he cares about is power. When you actually learn that, no, he doesn't actually give a shit about any of that. They go to... We get, you know, episode... Like, in the first one, you had episodes focused on... Oh, Dolphman. You have an episode focused on... Gigi. You have an episode focused on Andre, right? So the season continues that. We get an episode focused on Mike, where they go to his high school reunion, which is... It's effectively a high school reunion. Where, right, he has to impress everyone by pretending to be part of a cluster. And then they accidentally push him into the super cluster. And you learn that the mushroom people are actually trying to take over the Earth. But, right, Mike hasn't worried about that because he's not part of the super cluster. It makes sense, you know. We found, let's see, the next one, we found love in a popeless place. So yeah, the entire time Reagan's been dating the guy from the Illuminati. And so it's like, oh, well, we've got a mission to go to Rome. Because this was actually very clever, in my opinion. You find out that, right, because of decreasing attendance in the Catholic Church, the Pope has been paying Cognito in Disney to make basically hell beneath Rome. That one day is going to open up and prove that, like, hell is real. So that way more people will start attending church. And I'm like, okay, that's very clever. And of course, but the new Pope is too hip, right? Because, you know, we're living in the age of the cool Pope, who, right? I mean, he's not cool with gay marriage. He's still got to work on that. But, you know, he's done a lot of other things. You know, evolution's real under God's guidance, stuff like that. He's cool with atheists, science. He's the cool Pope. And so the cool Pope finds out, doesn't want it, so they go to brainwash him, but they go a little too far, turn him evil. But they open hell on earth, and so you get some fun stuff with that. Catholic guilt, they address Catholic guilt, you know. I mean, because the whole Catholic Church numbers going down is a real thing, and there's a reason for that. I mean, like, there's a reason for that. And so they talk about Catholic guilt in this one. And, right, how the boyfriend, whose name I'm completely forgetting, Statler? It's not Statler, is it? It might be Statler. And, right, deals with his own Catholic guilt. Because he hates working at the Illuminati. Because his whole thing is that, oh, he worked for the department that mind wipes people. But he bears that guilt his entire life. Because while everyone else forgets, he doesn't. It's not Statler. I'm forgetting his name, but it's something like that. He plays a very important part in this season, and honestly, I do like him. He clashes with, or he works off of Reagan's cynicism very well with his own cynicism. And I like there's a whole part where Brett doesn't like him. Right? Brett gets along with everybody. He's the yes man. But he doesn't like this guy. He's even too cynical for him. But then, you know, they end up getting along in the end. They basically are one step removed from the Rick and Morty Cronenberg episode in that one. Because, yeah, they basically make a friend... Instead of a love potion, they make, like, a friendship potion that ends up getting infected to everyone. They just don't Cronenberg the world, because they mind wipe everybody remembering he exists. Which is, you know, a creative solution to that end. Let's see, what else we got in here? Brett runs for Senate, I think? Because he ends up working at, not Fox News, but it's like Patriot News, which is basically Fox News, but Fox News also exists. And he does it just to get right. Originally, he's just doing it to fill in, but then he actually gets love and approval from his family, so he starts wanting to do it more. And then eventually he ends up running against his brother in the Senate. And then you find out he's got a weird puppet addiction. So, I like the season overall. But yeah, I do definitely think that overall, a lot of the episodes just aren't as strong. Like, when the Brett family episode, the Nostalgia Max one, where you find out, right, that his family just sucks, and they just don't love him, is a lot better than this one, where he tries to win over the love of his family. They do the Jeff Goldblum thing, though. There was a Tumblr post made years ago now, where they were like, what if you made a movie with Jeff Goldblum, where it was like this guy gets elected president, but then decides he doesn't want to be president, so he starts sabotaging himself, but every sabotage ends up just making him more popular. And that's exactly what they do here, right? Brett tries to sabotage himself by, like, hanging out with Canadian drug lords, but then he accidentally kills the Canadian drug lord, which just makes him more popular. So they do that. Let's see. But yeah, and then they fake Brett's death again. They do another fake death, because there's secret societies and secret societies, but you know, it all works out in the end. He kind of gets his dad's approval. Kind of. And then the fake Brett ends up winning the Senate seat anyways. Because, yeah, there's a fake Brett in a wheelchair. And then we get, right, the Halloween, the Rick and Morty, Rick Potion number 9, Zombies, Friendship Zombies 1. I love the costumes. Right, Reagan as Daria. Great costume. What was Brett? Oh, Brett was Chris Angel, Mind Freak. Gigi was Cher, I think. Magic Mike and Dolphman end up going as the same costume. Right, they end up getting each other's costumes. That was good. And Andre is... What the heck was Andre's costume? It's the clear... Okay, that's the one I'm forgetting. I don't remember. There were a bunch of fun and creative costumes. There are several references. I know Elon Musk is currently burning down Twitter, and they definitely didn't know that was going to be happening, but somehow they still work in, like, several jokes about Elon Musk's midlife crisis at this moment that are very topical to him burning down Twitter, which I know by the point this thing was being worked on, he was already in the process of buying Twitter. So it's still, I mean, I still get how they were able to get topical jokes in there. Right, this ain't like Animaniacs where they were writing the show like 2 years out. I don't know, and Rick and Morty's able to work shit like that in all the time. Like, that one time they referenced the Choco Taco disappearing, the pandemic stuff. That was like 2 or 3 months out. And then so they do an episode on the Mandela effect, which I like, because basically they explain that Rand and JR back in the day created they wanted to create a time machine, but they ended up creating a machine that brings people into alternate realities. And so when they turned it on in the 80s or the 70s or whatever, they created the alternate reality with like Berenstain Bears and all that shit, right? All the Mandela effects are their fault, but that's how they got the job working at Cognito. So we get to see, they do the reverse It's a Wonderful Life. So, you know, It's a Wonderful Life, the whole thing is, oh, well, I would be better off dead. And then you find out that, oh, well, everyone's life is actually better with you in it. But that spawned a subgenre of reverse It's a Wonderful Lives, where you learn that, oh, if you were dead, everyone's life would be better. I think the most infamous that I can think of is the episode of Fairly Odd Parents, where, yeah, you find out everyone's life is better without Timmy Turner in it. Okay, where's this cannonball coming from? We gotta deal with that now. So, yeah, they get a whole that, because they're going through all these alternate realities, and everyone goes to their alternate reality, which Reagan was hiding from them. And they learn that, yeah, their lives are better in these alternate realities. But they still end up coming back to save Reagan anyways. Because even though their lives seem better, they learn that, right, same, different universe, same shit. So even, right, in the universe where Gigi ran the Illuminati, it still fucking sucked because running the Illuminati is a pain in the ass. And there's a ton of shit like that, right? right? Like, Glenn has a human face again, but instead he's working for the Russians. And, you know, as the patriot-loving American he is, he hates that. And there's Andre has a horse cock, but he can't, but no woman loves him. And there's a ton of shit like that. I don't remember what they say Brett's life is. I think he has his parents' approval or something like that. But they end up, this is where they find out that Rand, right, Reagan's dad, actually doesn't care about having all the power. All he wants is to have his wife and kids back. But no matter what he does, he can't get them back. Right? No matter how many alternate universes he goes to, it never fixes it. Right? He could have, because I think he even says that, yeah, he's been to alternate worlds where he has money and power, but he doesn't have his family, so it's not worth it. But in the end, right, they fix everything. Rand actually goes to Shadow Prison X, which they said, I hope that, again, I hope the show gets a third season, because I want to see, even if it is just Rand and JR escape from Shadow Prison X. That's such an obvious episode. That's so obvious. They have to do Escape from Shadow Prison X at some point. And then in the final... So, in the Halloween one, Reagan gets effectively ghosted, right? The boy she's likes, the Illuminati guy, whose, again, name I'm forgetting, ghosts her at the end, because, right, he has some time he needs to think. And then throughout the entire next episode, he doesn't contact her. And then at the end, he needs to talk. So she's now in charge of the company. The robes want to see her. But he sits down to talk to her and is like, no, what we should do is we should just leave. Walk away, go to Appleton, Wisconsin. A small town with good schools where we could start over and live a happy life. It's honestly, it's an interesting proposal. And for a moment, I was like, you know what? If this... Because I have no idea if the... Animation is getting so much shit right now that if you had told me that, like, I don't know if this is going to be the last season or not. I want this show to get 1,000 seasons. I don't think... Oh, my gosh. I didn't know you could do that. I don't think this show's going to get, 1,000 seasons. I hope it gets at least one more. But I don't know if it's going to get much more than that. But in this one... Right, the idea of like, oh, well, let's go to Appleton. It's a good idea. It's a good, wholesome... But you know it's not going to work out. So she ends up doing the... You remember that one Rick... Again, I keep referencing Rick and Morty, but I guess they're just doing similar... And to be fair, the first season kind of did similar things. Remember that one Rick and Morty where, Jerry and Beth view alternate versions of themselves? Again, that also has It's a Wonderful Life connotations to it. Because they see a universe where Summer wasn't born. Well, yeah, they do that. She does that with this guy to try to find a world where they can be together, but she can also be in charge of Cognito, and she learns that, oh, you can't, right? She has to choose one or the other, and eventually she chooses the job. She chooses to go back to work, because as long as he's happy in this, not having any memories or anything... She can at least sleep at night knowing that he's happy, as well if she's miserable. It is a sacrifice to be made, but I do think it is well done. Right. Reagan and her relationship with this guy are the emotional core of this season. Really. And I'm so glad they didn't just, have her date Brett or whatever. I could still see the show going that way, but I really do like that Reagan and Brett are just friends. And I really don't want it to go beyond that. I'm fine with them making jokes about how Brett is hot, but I really don't want Reagan and Brett to... That's... in other shows, that would 1,000% happen. But I think there's a chance in this one. Oh my gosh, they actually... Nice shot. Oh my god, we're already starting off terribly. So yeah, that's the choice she makes, because she ends up getting to meet the Robes and finding out what their big plan is. basically we learn that the robes have existed since, like, the beginning of civilization. That, right, humans need to be protected both from, like, other creatures, right, aliens, Atlanteans, whatnot, but also from themselves. Right, that given the chance, humans will destroy themselves, and they need to be protected. And so the robes do just that. And we see the robes, right? Like they explain, like the one of the examples they use is the Black Plague. The Black Plague was originally created to, right, the humans were too popular. There was too much of population, and technology wasn't advanced enough to keep up with it. So they created the Black Plague in order to, right, level off humanity. And while the Black Plague was happening, hey, guess what? Isaac Newton discovered gravity. Or, you know what I mean. So it makes sense, right? They, like, explain themselves. Oh, the sinking of the Titanic was to stop an Atlantean invasion. Shit, like, I mean, to be fair, I think the Black Plague example is the best one. But they give a few others that are okay. But yeah, you find out that, yeah, the robes aren't exactly evil, per se. At least, like, how we stereotypically think of evil. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, which is good, right? Of course, the stinger at the end of the episode does leave open the fact that, no, the robes might actually be evil. So that is still a total possibility in this show. That, yeah, the robes... Because they might be aliens, like they hint that the robes are actually aliens. Like that's one of the things they do hint at the end of, in the very end of the episode. Because we don't actually see what the robes look like. And honestly, I kind of hope we never see what the robes look like. I think the robes are more interesting when we don't know. At least that's my opinion. I might be alone on that, but in my opinion, I think the robes are more interesting when we don't know. Oh, God. Honestly, the things are easy enough to deal with. It's the fucking small fries. And yeah, that's where the season ends on, like, this potential note of, like, oh, yeah, the robes might be evil. So that's where the next season's... God, did we really not... Okay, there we go. Oh my God. I barely made it with one. I mean, we got one over, but we're close. So yeah, Inside Job... Still a good show. I definitely don't think the second season was as strong as the first. It was still entertaining. It had some good episodes. But I feel like the first season was just a little bit more creative. This season definitely focused more on relationships, on like relationship dynamics, what it means to be right partners, whether that be Rand and Tomiko or come on. Right, whether that be Rand and Tomiko, or Reagan and her boyfriend, or anybody else, this season was definitely heavily focused on relationships. That's what this season was all about, if I had to describe it. And honestly, I like it. I don't think it's as good as the previous one. The previous season was so strong in what it did. That, yeah, this one just doesn't compare. But it's still good. It's just not as good. I see that steel eel. Okay, we're close. We probably won't do it, but we're close, that's for sure. I tried to lay in heavy to it, but I felt like I was kind of the only one laying into it. I don't know. Kohozuna's hard. I'm honestly amazed we did it once. Yeah, Kohozuna's just hard. Again, that was the first time I beat it today in like months. Yeah, I do still recommend it. I still think it's a good show. It's got some good characters, man. I'm mostly talking about Reagan and Brett. Reagan and Brent are just really good. They have a great dynamic that is, just really fun to see. They get into wacky hijinks. The other characters are, pretty good. I feel like they did Gigi better this season by having her be the one who knows about Reagan's, enemies to lover relationship, made things more interesting. Right? Glenn is still Glenn. Andre is still Andre. But yeah, it's still fine. They with Rand being the boss of Cognito, I mean, they definitely make some change, right? Not much really changes. Like, they're all, like, Reagan talks about how, Rand is going to destroy the company. But he really doesn't. Yeah, I just want to see more. I do hope we get more of it. Because, Reagan now officially being in charge of the company, I definitely see places it could go. I don't think it's going to end here. I don't know. I'd like to hope they have more plans, but I can also just fucking see Netflix canceling it. I don't know. It's in top 8 right now on Netflix. So it's in the top 8, so that is important. Swap for chunks. Swap for chunks. Where'd you even... I saw somebody with a blue outfit. Where did they even get that? Because I have no idea where you get some of these mystery things from. I have literally... I don't know if these just unlock or if these are coming with future updates. I know we saw that locker earlier that was just filled with these. I honestly do like this one. This pattern. That's a pretty cool pattern. Yeah, inside job too. Pretty good. Not as good as the first, and I just want to see more. I just want to see more. There's so much potential for what else can do. Because Conspiracy Theory Show is a fun idea. Right? It's a fun idea with a lot of potential. And they've done a lot. Especially with shitting on, like... Right? Especially shitting on conspiracy theory people. Right? They do more of that this season, where it's like, why are conspiracy theory nuts always wrong? They literally... Alex Jones shows up in one episode, and he's fucking unbearable, and it's great. Because, yeah, fuck Alex Jones. God, he owes over $1 billion, and he's never gonna pay a dime. This fucking country. Alright, so I guess that takes us to the end. Yeah, going for 2 hours, that doesn't surprise me. Oh, did I not? Okay, good, we're saving that now. Alright, let's check out the art. Isn't that Squidward painting? Chill season. Is Twitter dead yet? Twitter's dead. Everybody move over to Splatverse. Oh, hey, little bub. I should do your amiibo. Offering seems satisfied. Oh, did it not give me a... I think I'm still missing I think I'm missing the helmet. See, there's these tabletop players here. But as far as I know, yeah, you can't... Like, it says table turf battle. But you can't actually table turf battle against them. Okay. I think that's playing off against, like, an AI using their cards. I don't think that's actually playing off against them. Maybe it is. Maybe you just can't tabletop your friends. I don't know. There's some sort of table turf thing missing that really surprises me that it's not in the game. Maybe it's playing against friends. I don't know. I really should put more time into table turf, though. Oh, we got that crab thing. We got a pack. Oh, we got Frey's card. We got a mystery box, which usually these are garbage. Country Burn Turquoise October Fan. Childish DJ. Numb Zinc Model. Oh, we got some Prongles. I'll buy a can of Prongles. I thought we had one. I thought I had one of these. I don't know. I'm saving up money for a Super Sea Snail. Because we've got 45, but I want the locker one. Yeah. Thrice Forgotten. God, that's a podcast I should be finishing with Vampire Survivors. Fucking, Court of Fey and Flowers. I only have 1 episode left. I've just never finished it. I've just never finished it. Yeah, I need to do more of this. I need to play more Dungeon Duel Monsters. Or whatever that was called. So we will be back tomorrow with more Pokemon. We'll put another, 4 hours into it. You know, that seems to be kind of what I'm... Right. That seems to kind of be the good time limit for how much time I can put into it. Oh my god. All the clips of Among Us VR, scaring children has been so funny. There's one I don't know the account's name, but there's one account in particular that keeps doing it. But yeah, those have been so good. But yeah, right now, I'm sure once we beat Pokemon, we'll probably do some in-chats and Pokemon, shiny hunting. But for the moment, I'm good. I'm good with still sticking to Splatoon. It would make sense to do Vampire Survivors. We might. I'm not entirely sure yet. We might. But right now, Pokemon's kind of the addiction. And we're going to put more time into Pokemon. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know about Monday and Tuesday. But definitely Wednesday. We will definitely be back Wednesday from our Pokemon. Not Thursday. Probably Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Probably. I don't know. We'll see about Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've got the next week or so planned out. Because I've been allocating time for this for weeks now. No joke. I've been planning oh yeah, we're going to do a bunch of Pokemon. I wanted to do Monday and Tuesday as well, but I've got work to do. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because I don't want to do anything off stream. At least for now, I have no intentions of doing any Pokemon off stream. I can't do big 12-hour streams. But I don't want to do anything off stream at the moment. We're almost at 10 hours. We're 30 minutes under that. But I do have to re-edit because of the stream crashing earlier today. I have to re-edit the stream to add to get that last part. That's gonna take forever to render. God, that's gonna suck. But I'll have to worry about that when I get to that. This is where we're gonna end off for now. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Till next time, until tomorrow. Peace.